point do you cross the line on saying you're educating people versus you're teaching them how to evade ICE arrest? So I've asked that question to the Department of Justice. I find it disturbing that any member of Congress wants to educate people how to evade law enforcement. What she in fact is doing is telling people don't open your door, hide in your home, don't talk to ICE. Where is that line of impediment, of interference? Look, I forgot more about the Constitution and immigration enforcement as you ever know.
Earlier this week, Trump's border czar, Tom Homan, and New York Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez went at it over immigration. This tension began as AOC hosted a webinar aiming to educate how people handle encounters with ICE agents.
You know, I'm sure a free speech argument can be made. Okay, she has every right to say anything she wants. When does it cross a line into aiding and abetting lawbreaking? Would it have to have direct involvement by her in helping people to evade ICE?
That's exactly the question I posed to the Deputy Attorney General. I asked him to look into it. I says, I know through my career, someone steps in front of you, in between you and the person you're arresting or repeating. Yeah, that's a violation. But at what point do you cross the line on saying you're educating people versus you're teaching them how to evade ICE arrest? So I've asked that question to the Department of Justice for clear guidance so I can share that with the officers of ICE. So we're looking for that clear direction so we can start taking action on people that want to evade, who want to help educate these people to evade ICE. So hopefully any day now we get that guidance sent out to the field.
Keep in mind, this webinar provided guidance on legal procedures like not opening your door when they don't have a warrant and their right to remain silent. This outrage is manufactured. ICE is a mess right now, and Homan's attacks on AOC is a distraction from internal failures.
The Trump administration just reassigned the acting director of ICE. Caleb Vitello's removal from the position comes after both border czar Tom Homan and President Trump expressed anger that the number of people being deported is not higher. Homan has also been upset with media leaks coming out of ICE that he claims have led to fewer arrests than the agency anticipated. Vitello will stay on with ICE, just in a different role.
Trump fired his own ICE director, Caleb Vitello, for not deporting people fast enough, despite Vitello being well respected within the agency for 20 years. ICE has also been plagued with multiple scandals.
Now at 5:30, a U.S. citizen detained by ICE agents in Bakersfield. He claims he was profiled because of how he looked and the color of his skin. And as deportation arrests continue across the country, President Trump says he plans to send up to 30,000 undocumented migrants to Guantanamo Bay.
From deporting U.S. citizens as a whoopsie to illegally tracking millions of Americans, Homan is using AOC as a scapegoat to play tough dog to please Trump's demands.
AOC over the weekend, do you believe she is breaking the law?
I'll leave that up to DOJ. What I find disturbing is that any member of Congress wants to educate people how to evade law enforcement. You can claim you're educating those constitutional rights. Okay, you can keep that claim. What she in fact is doing is telling people don't open your door, hide in your home, don't talk to ICE. We're talking about people who are in the country illegally, committed a crime, they're a public safety threat, they've been convicted of serious crime, and they've been ordered removed by a federal judge. So it's like AOC and others don't want ICE to enforce the laws that they enacted. She's a member of Congress. Let us enforce the laws you enacted. That's what we're supposed to do.
You can't go after her. Do you think others should?
No, I think I've asked DOJ, where is that line of impediment, of interference? Now, if someone stands in your way, prevents you from arresting somebody, put your hands on you, that's impediment. But what line is telling people to hide from ICE, not open the door? Where do you cross that line on impediment? So I've simply asked the Department of Justice, give us that line.
You have talked to them about this. That's what you're saying?
Absolutely.
Wow.
In response, AOC defended the webinar, emphasizing its importance on providing information to everyone about their constitutional rights. The Supreme Court has ruled that all people, regardless of immigration status, have constitutional rights, the right to an attorney and the right to remain silent. AOC then took to Twitter to mock Homan for needing to read the Constitution.
She's continuing her resist efforts against your efforts, Tom.
Look, I forgot more about the Constitution and immigration enforcement as you ever know.
Oof.
Like, I forgot more about the Constitution and immigration enforcement as you ever know. I mean, I had to educate her during congressional testimony that entering the country illegally is a crime. So, whatever. But what she needs to do is read the statutes enacted by Congress. Title 8, United States Code 1324, United States Title 8 United States Code 1324 and 25. That's what she needs to read.
Which, that part is really important. Let's jump back to July 2019 to a House Oversight Committee hearing on migrant children and border security.
And we'll provide it over, but I would like to note that here it says the official recommendation. There were 3 different options presented. The third included the option for family separation. This initiative would pursue prosecution of all amenable adults, including those presenting with a family unit. Mr. Homan, your name is on this, is this correct?
Yes, I signed that memo.
So you are the author of the family separation policy?
I am not the author of this memo.
You're not the author, but you signed the memo?
Yes, a zero tolerance memo.
So you provided the official recommendation to Secretary Nielsen on for the United States to pursue family separation.
I gave Secretary Nielsen numerous recommendations on how to secure the border and save lives.
But it says here that you gave her numerous options, but the recommendation was option 3, family separation.
What I'm saying, this is not the only paper where we've given the Secretary numerous options to secure the border and save lives.
And so the recommendation, of the many that you recommended family separation.
I recommended zero tolerance.
Which includes family separation.
The same as is with every U.S. citizen parent gets arrested when they're with a child.
Zero tolerance was interpreted as the policy that separated children from their
If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York and I arrested a father for domestic violence, I separated that father
Mr.
from his
Homan,
family.
with all due respect, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
When you're into the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum, you go through the port of entry, do it the legal way. The Attorney General of the United States has made that clear.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he's right. Yeah, no, she was right. She just wasn't prepared because the difference between domestic and migrant is a first-time illegal entry is not a violent crime. It's a misdemeanor. We don't separate domestic families for a misdemeanor. Plus, the administration chose to make this illegal, so I digress. AOC must have really gotten under his skin this time, or the fact that following constitutional laws makes his job harder, but he really doesn't seem to be taking it all that well.
Well, first of all, I think she's, I won't go after her on
Tom, please
TV
please do. Say what's on your mind. It's a holiday.
Look, she's the dumbest congresswoman ever elected to Congress, and she proves that every day. And look, bottom line is, I can't believe any member of Congress, Republican, Democrat, Independent, would want to educate criminal illegal aliens who are in the country illegally, been convicted of a violent crime, and have been ordered removed by an immigration judge after due process at great taxpayer expense. You got a congressman or congresswoman that does not want ICE to do the job that Congress has mandated them to do and funds them to do.
AOC, being one of the few on the left to stand up, slammed right back with, Homan has nothing. The Fourth Amendment is clear, and I am well within my duties to educate people on their rights. I control you, and I control elites. Good night.